brothers and sisters. And I'm just going to hope that y'all didn't have my little brothers and sisters out there knocking on white people's doors. I hope y'all didn't have my brothers and sisters knocking on white people's doors, begging for candy, because you know they will use that as an excuse to pull out their hurt one of our young people in the name of they thought someone was trying to break into their homes. So I hope y'all didn't have our brothers and sisters running through white neighborhoods, knocking on doors for candy, because you know it is very dangerous to be an African in America right now. Shout out to the African vegans, but I hope you didn't take your child to a vegan neighborhood to do no trick-or-treating, because they're going to come back crying. They're going to be sad because they got a whole bag of organic fruits and vegetables. Oh, Lord have mercy. He did not dress up like Batman to get a whole bag of organic fruits and vegetables. She did not dress up like a little old snow bunny, Wonder Woman, a little old snow bunny, to get a whole bag of fruits and vegetables. Brothers and sisters. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Good Garvey Day to my continental Africans. Good Garvey Day to my Africans of Australia. Good Garvey Day to my Africans of Asia. Good Garvey Day to my Africans of Europe. Yesterday I celebrated 13 years. Yesterday I celebrated 13 years. Yesterday I celebrated 13 years as the most requested black scholar of the 21st century, and arguably the most requested black scholar in modern history. There's no ancestor I can think of, not a single one, who has been requested and has flown around the world upon request to as many different African communities, as many different continents and countries as I have. None of my ancestors have done it. I have made history. There maybe Malcolm might have, not Malcolm. I've edged Malcolm on the travels. Dr. King, maybe. The Honorable Frederick Douglass, maybe. Everybody else, I far surpassed them in terms of traveling, not their accomplishments. I'm not comparing myself to their accomplishments. I'm unworthy to fill their shoes. I want to be clear about that. I'm unworthy to fill their Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. This is your big brother, Dr. Ifatunde Oguntade. Tonight is a very special Halloween edition of the Black Parent Teleconference. Tonight is a very special Halloween edition of the Black Parent Teleconference. Tonight is a very special Halloween edition of the Black Parent Teleconference. If you have questions about your children, if you have questions about your daughter, your son, a child in your class, niece, nephew, a young man or woman in the community, tonight is all about the Black Parents Special 2023 Halloween edition. If you have questions about your child, you can text me your first name and your city, and I will be calling you shortly. We're getting started at 11:11 with the Black Parent Teleconference. I have 10 minutes for a couple of announcements. We're going to get started at 11:11 with the Black Parent Teleconference. If you have a question about your child, text my phone, your name and your city. That's all I need. You do not have to use your real name if you prefer not to. You do not have to use your real name if you prefer not to. You do not have to use your real name if you prefer not to. 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858 for anyone who has a question. Mental health education, IEP 504, civil rights, learning disability, autism, speech and language, deafness, blindness, brain injuries, conduct disorder, anxiety, ADHD, suicide, psychiatric meds, psychological evaluation. Any questions about your children? Tonight is your night. Special Halloween edition. Text your first name and your city to 215-989-9858. International Africans, if you have questions about your children, you are also welcome to text +1 215-989-9858 to get your answers. I have 10 minutes before we get started with the parents. I want to say peace and Pan-Africanism to my continental Africans, peace and Pan-Africanism to my South Pacific Africans, peace and Pan-Africanism to my Australian Africans, peace and Pan-Africanism to my Africans in Asia, my Africans in Europe, peace and Pan-Africanism to my Canadian Africans, my Caribbean Africans, peace and Pan-Africanism to my South American Africans, peace and Pan-Africanism to my Central American Africans, peace and Pan-Africanism to my American Africans, Texas Africans, Florida Africans, Georgia Africans, Arkansas Africans, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana Africans, Carolina Africans, Maryland, Virginia, DC Africans, Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Delaware Africans, Chicago, Detroit, Des Moines, Omaha, Minneapolis Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to all my Africans across the world. Couple of announcements. First of all, tonight was Halloween. I do not celebrate it. Tonight was Halloween. I do not celebrate it. Tonight was Halloween. I do not celebrate it. Brothers and sisters, and I'm just going to hope that y'all didn't have my little brothers and sisters out there knocking on white people's doors. I hope y'all didn't have my brothers and sisters knocking on white people's doors, begging for candy, because you know they will use that as an excuse to pull out the gun, hurt one of our young people in the name of they thought someone was trying to break into their homes. So I hope y'all didn't have our brothers and sisters running through white neighborhoods, knocking on doors for candy, because you know it is very dangerous to be an African in America right now. You know it is very dangerous to be an African in America right now. You know it is very dangerous to be an African in America right now. But if you went trick-or-treating, if you went trick-or-treating, if you went trick-or-treating, brothers and sisters, you better have some Little Debbie zebra cakes, because if you took your sons and daughters outside to worship this Caucasian demonology holiday, if you took my little African brothers and sisters outside to celebrate this Caucasian demonology holiday, if you took black boys and girls outside and dressed them up to go celebrate a night of demon worship in honor of their oppressors, you better have found your trick-or-treat bag. You better have some Little Deborah zebra cakes. If you don't have a Little Debbie zebra cake, if you did not get a single Little Debbie zebra cake, this night was in vain, brothers and sisters. If you didn't get a Little Debbie zebra cake, tonight was in vain. If you didn't get a Little Debbie Star Crunch, if you ain't get a Little Debbie marshmallow pie, if you ain't get a Little Debbie oatmeal pie, then you have wasted our children's time tonight. Do you understand me? My top 5 snacks on my list is all Little Debbie's. Oh, yes. Oh yes, the zebra cake. Oh yes, the star crunch, the marshmallow pie. Oh yes, the little Debbie oatmeal pie. Oh yes, and then after that, I need that chunky. I need that almond joy. Oh yes, you better have a chunky. You better have an almond joy. You better have a Reese's cup in that trick-or-treat bag. Because if you ain't got no little Debbie cakes, and if you ain't got no almond joy, no Reese's cup, and no chunky in that damn bag, if you ain't got no Butterfinger, Lord have mercy. Put a hand together for Butterfinger. Put a hand together for Butterfinger. If you ain't got no almond joy, no Butterfinger, no Reese's cup, no chunky, you ain't do no trick-or-treat. You ain't do no real trick-or-treating, brothers and sisters. And I feel sorry for all the little African children who went trick-or-treating in a vegan neighborhood. I feel sorry for all the little African brothers and sisters who went trick-or-treating in a vegan neighborhood, because the only thing you're going to get on Halloween night in a vegan neighborhood is a piece of cauliflower, a piece of broccoli, a bulb of garlic. They're going to give your ass an onion, an apricot. They're going to give you a plum, an apple, an orange, a banana, a cucumber. So I hope you didn't take them trick-or-treating in a vegan. Shout out to the African vegans out there. Shout out to the African vegans, but I hope you didn't take your child to a vegan neighborhood to do no trick-or-treating, because they're going to come back crying. They're going to be sad because they got a whole bag of organic fruits and vegetables. Oh, Lord have mercy. He did not dress up like Batman to get a whole bag of organic fruits and vegetables. She did not dress up like a little old snow bunny, Wonder Woman, a little old snow bunny, to get a whole bag of fruits and vegetables. Brothers and sisters, this is the first time I've done the Black Parent Boot Camp on a Halloween night. I want to distract y'all from all the demonology going on tonight. I want to distract y'all from all the demonology going on tonight. Yesterday, I celebrated 13 years. Yesterday, October 30th, the day Nat Turner was discovered in hiding after the greatest revolution on American soil, October the 30th of 2010. Yesterday, I celebrated 13 years as the most requested black scholar in the world. I celebrated 13 years as the most relevant black scholar in the world. I celebrated 13 years as the most revolutionary black scholar in the world. If the historical record serves me correctly, I can't think of another elder, not a single ancestor, who has been requested and has traveled as much as I have upon request and demand to speak to African communities all over the world. No other ancestor, not Malcolm, not King, not Douglas, not Huey, not Medgar, not Kwame, not Lumumba. No African scholar in modern history has been requested as much as Dr. Umar Tunde to travel around the world and speak to our people across the globe. If you believe I'm incorrect, produce me an ancestor who has traveled upon request by demand as much as me. Nobody has. Nobody has. In these 13 years, I've outdone every ancestor of mine when it comes to traveling and speaking to the people and raising the consciousness. No ancestor before me has done what I've done. Nobody. Not a single one. Africa, America, Caribbean, nobody has been requested and has traveled and spoke to different African communities upon demand as much as I have these 13 years. Oh yes, that is a historical fact. Now, I'm not comparing myself to the greatness of those ancestors. I want to be clear. I have not matched their accomplishments. No, I have not. I am unworthy to wear their shoes. I am unworthy to tie their shoes. I'm not comparing historical achievement. I'm only comparing the demand of the people to fly you to their country, their continent, their community, and speak. No one has done it more than me. Not a single ancestor you can name. With that being stated, brothers and sisters, with that being stated, brothers and sisters, with that being stated, brothers and sisters, I want to announce that I'll be going on a Black History Tour for November. We're going to start off on the Art of Dialogue podcast on Thursday. I will be making my grand debut on the Art of Dialogue podcast on Thursday. So you can look for that on YouTube, the Art of Dialogue podcast. That'll be on the 2nd. November 7th and 8th, there will be a Delaware State Black Farmers Conference at HBCU Delaware State. So for all of my HBCU Delaware State students, I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday and Thursday. All of my Delaware State students, HBCU Delaware State University in Dover. Spread the word. The Prince of Pan-Africanism will be attending both days. I will be there both days HBCU, Delaware State University, for the Delaware State Black Farmers Conference. And the reason I'm coming to the Black Farmers Conference is we're going to have a farm at FDMG, and I'm going to build relationships with all the black farmers in Delaware. It's going to be an agricultural revolution, brothers and sisters. We're going to build Black Wall Street, Delaware, brothers and sisters. It's going to be a farming revolution. If anybody wants to go to the Delaware State Black Farmers Conference, you can text me for the flyer and you can register. You can text me for the flyer and you can register. Delaware Black Farmers Conference at HBCU Delaware State. Next Thursday and Friday, next Wednesday and Thursday. Next Friday, I'm in Baltimore, Maryland. Where my Maryland Africans at? Where are my Maryland Africans at? Where are my Maryland Africans at? Let me tell you where I'm going to be at, Maryland, next Friday. November the 10th, next Friday, November the 10th, I will be at the Urban Reads Bookstore, 5 until 8. Next Friday, November the 10th, Urban Reads Bookstore in Baltimore, Maryland, located at 3008 Greenmont Avenue. 3008 Greenmont Avenue in Baltimore, Maryland, Friday, November the 10th, free lecture, community conversation, town hall meeting with the King Kong of consciousness, celebrating 13 years yesterday. Celebrating 13 years yesterday. Celebrating 13 years yesterday as the baddest man in black consciousness, not just in America, not just in Africa, not just in the Caribbean, not just in Asia, not just in Canada, not just in Europe, not just in South America, but across the planet. I am undefeated. Number one. You want the title? Come get it. Until then, the throne is mine. So Baltimore next Friday, November the 10th, 5 until 8, Urban Reads Bookstore, 3008 Greenmont Avenue. It is free. It is free. First come, first serve. If you need the flyer, you can text me for it. Then we in Nat Turner land, Saturday, November the 11th. That's why it is 11/11 right now. It is 11/11 right now, the day Nat Turner was executed. 11/11, the day Nat Turner was executed. We will be celebrating Nat Turner from 2 p.m. until 7 p.m. in Emporia, Virginia. But if you want to take the Nat Turner tour, you have to be there at 11 a.m. If you want to take the Nat Turner tour next Saturday, November the 11th, you need to be there at 11. Otherwise, the program will begin at 2. The tour is from 11 to 2, and the program is from 2 to 7. Go to natturnerlibrary.com. Go to natturnerlibrary.com. Go to natturnerlibrary.com. If you need the flyer, you can text me. And then I'm coming back to Memphis, Tennessee. Where my Memphis Africans at? Where my Tennessee Africans at tonight? We got any Tennessee Africans on here? Any Tennessee alpha males? Any Tennessee African queens on here? I will be in Memphis, Tennessee on Saturday, November the 25th, right after Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving, which you shouldn't be celebrating anyway. Stop celebrating these European holidays. But I will be in Memphis on Saturday, November the 25th for the Black Parent Know Your School Rights Boot Camp. Black Parent Know Your School Rights Boot Camp. Black Parent Know Your School Rights Boot Camp. Oh, yes, brothers and sisters. If you live in the state of Tennessee or anywhere in America and you want to get trained on how to advocate for your children, come to Memphis. Come to Memphis Saturday, November the 25th. Come to Memphis Saturday, November the 25th. Okay, brothers and sisters? Chattanooga, you need to show up because you don't know how to protect your children. Memphis, you need to show up because you don't know how to protect your children. Okay? Nashville, you need to show up because you don't know how to protect your children. Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina. If you don't know how to protect your children, you need to come to the Memphis Black Parent Know Your School Rights Boot Camp. If you need the flyer, you can text me for that. And then after Memphis, I'm going to Norwood, Massachusetts. Where my Massachusetts Africans at? Where my Massachusetts Africans at? Where my Massachusetts Africans at? I will be in Norwood, Massachusetts, 884 Washington Street. 884 Washington Street, Norwood, Massachusetts, Thursday, November the 30th. Thursday, November the 30th. Thursday, November the 30th, Norwood, Massachusetts, 6 until 9, doors at 5, 884 Washington Street. If you need a flyer for any of this, text me for the flyer. Omaha, Nebraska. Where my Omaha, Nebraska Africans at? Where my Omaha, Nebraska Africans at? Where my Omaha, Nebraska? I will be in Nebraska on Saturday, December the 2nd, 4224 North 24th Street. Saturday, December the 2nd, Omaha, Nebraska. My second visit all time. First visit since Black History Month, jam-packed at the University of Nebraska. Black History Month 2016. I'm back. I want all my Nebraska Africans to be at 4224 North 24th Street on Saturday, December the 2nd at 4 o'clock. Doors open up at 3 o'clock. Where my Kansas City Africans at? Uh-oh, we got some trouble now. Where my Kansas City Africans at? Kansas City, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri, where y'all at? Kansas City, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri, where y'all at? Kansas City, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri. I will be coming back to Kansas City, Missouri for the first time in 7 years. First time in 7 years. First time in 7 years. Kansas City, Missouri, free lecture. Sunday, December the 3rd. Doors at 3. Program 4 until 7. Kansas City, Missouri. Sunday, December the 3rd. Doors at 3. Program 4 to 7. And that will be at Deja Vu, 4926 Swope Parkway. Deja Vu in Kansas City. 4926 Swope Parkway. Free lecture in Kansas. Free lecture in Baltimore. Free lecture in Norwood. You need tickets for Nat Turner, tickets for Memphis Boot Camp, tickets for Omaha, Nebraska. If you need a flyer for any of the above, if you want to be a vendor at any of the above, text my phone. +1 215 989 9858. +1 215 989 9858. +1 215 989 9858. If you have a question about your child, it's time for you to text my phone. If you have a question about your child, text your first name and your city. We're about to get into the Black Parent Boot Camp. We are celebrating 13 years since my Harlem debut, October 30. That catapulted me to the King Kong of consciousness. And I've been #1 for 13 years. And I got some bad news, ninjas. I'm just getting started. I just been practicing with y'all these first 13 years. We got FDMG coming. I've been practicing with you ninjas the first 13 years. We got FDMG coming. Hit the Cash App, $FDMG School. Hit the Cash App, $FDMG School. Hit the Cash App, $FDMG School. Hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. I got a question for y'all before we go to the first parent. I have a question for y'all before we go to the first parent. Here's my question. Do you support or do not support? Do you support or do you not support us having a haunted house at FDMG as a fundraiser to raise funds and to keep our children off the streets during Halloween night? Do you say yes or do you say no? I'm asking y'all a question. When we open up the school, it will be open next year for the community, possibly for the students. Next Halloween, do you support FDMG being turned into a haunted house to raise money for the school and to give our children something to do on Halloween night so they're not on the street running around knocking on white folks' door getting shot at? What do y'all think? Yes, we don't celebrate Halloween, but if we can use this to keep our children off the streets, do we do a haunted house at FDMG? What do you think, brothers and sisters? Are you yes or no? Haunted house at FDMG. Haunted house at FDMG. $20 admission. Fundraiser. All children are free. We ain't going to charge for the children. Adults, $20 a pop. Children free. FDMG haunted house. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? I'm going to be the scream. I'm telling you now, I'm going to play the scream. I'm going to be in the scream room. Ladies, don't come in the scream room. It's going to be real dark. It's going to be real dark in the scream room. Don't come in the scream room, ladies, because you're going to scream if you come in my scream room. I'm just joking, brothers and sisters. I'm just joking, brothers and sisters. I'm just joking. You waiting for the school in 2050? Well, you could keep on waiting, black man. Because last time I checked, you ain't donated and you ain't building nothing for the community. Stop waiting on my school. Go build your own school. Let's get into these parents. Let's get into these parents.